This meal is super filling.
That was actually chicken gravy mash, and that's not all. Imagine eating all of these epic meals. These are real meals as eaten. Giant fries, onion ring sandwich, right? A 3-pound pastry, right? That's pretty large. And a ginormous mac and cheese steak. Sort of looks like this thing I got behind me. I got close up of it there, look at that. But yet, despite that, this Instagram sensation has gone viral for his health. Secret to losing more than 60 pounds. That's him before and that's after. And that's really his physique. Blake Horton says he eats 5,000 calories in one meal just once a day. It's not just a fitness fanatic's trick, guys. There are women who are trying this as well more and more. Today we're investigating this new extreme form of intermittent fasting that's all over the internet. Can you really eat all those calories in one sitting and lose weight? And here's the other question. Is it even healthy? Please welcome Blake. I gotta say, you have captured the nation's attention. 500,000 people watch you eat every night. I've witnessed this myself. Why are you so passionate about how you eat your food?
When I figured out how to eat what seems like a cheat meal every night before bed and lose weight and get all your daily nutrients at the same time, there's no reason not to be hooked. And also, no longer get hungry.
So we're going to get into all these bits because it's so much, it's so different from any of us thought was possible. But how did you learn about this? Who taught you could even try this?
I was losing weight, eating small meals spread out throughout the day, which I was miserable. You know, when you understand your caloric budget and you're counting calories, and you try to spread it out over 3, 4, 5 meals, shakes, snacks, you're calorically broke. You have no budget.
Right.
And when you shrink that down, I read about intermittent fasting, and it said you can eat fewer meals, same daily caloric allowance, reduce hunger, go to bed happy and full with a giant food baby, and continue the same progress. So I decided to test it out, and I took it to, everything I do is like to an extreme. I'm
sensing that.
Yeah. So I got really creative with it, and I reduced it to 1 meal a day, which I didn't know anybody at the time, like who was doing that. So the longer you wait to eat, once you get used to it, you no longer get hungry. If you eat in like a 4-hour time period, all your calories, all your nutrients in a 4-hour time period, you're not going to be hungry, not nearly as much as if you did 3 meals or 4, 5, 6, like the...
Let's kick the tires on this. We're going to investigate, first of all, what Blake's eating to lose weight. So walk me through your meal plan and just bring everyone up to speed of why you would eat this. And just to be clear, okay, this is what it actually looks like on the Instagram feed. But all of these things went into this. So take your time, explain what this is. And this is about 5,000 calories we calculated.
This is a little bit higher calorie. I believe mine was around 4,000 calories. But I do see a lot of oil here, which I didn't have on mine.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll fix that. Here.
If you could just, yeah.
There we are. Okay, it's 4,000 calories. So this is all 4,000 calories in here. All right.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't recognize that. So what did we have? We had some...
salad and vegetables.
Yeah, we had about 4 pounds of vegetables. Everybody asks if I eat fruits and vegetables. Most of my meals have like 4 pounds of vegetables or like 3 pounds of fruit. But everyone sees the cheese sauce, the dressing, and it's some low-calorie cheese sauce.
What about the French fries? They're not the health food normally.
Fries, I mean, they are potatoes. They're not like deep fried like for hours. I mean, the fries I used are probably between like 2 to 3 grams of fat per 3-ounce serving of fries.
So you're very thoughtful about the cheat foods.
I count all my nutrients.
And what time do you normally eat?
I normally eat usually around like 1 to 2 a.m.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. I figured that's impossible. Why at that hour?
Because I go live on Instagram and everybody's like, why are you live in the middle of the night? My schedule is just packed. Like, I like eating at the end of the day because, I mean, biologically we were meant to feast and fast. And when we feast, we go to sleep. You digest while resting. A lot of people have heartburn, indigestion, acid reflux.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people here have had, I've had it in the past too, but when we go out to eat a lunch and then you try to walk off your big lunch, or you go try to run it off or go to the gym after eating, and your body's trying to digest all this food while moving, that can cause a lot of those issues. Where I eat all my food, and yes, I look like I have a huge baby, but I digest while resting.
See, I'll be honest, if I ate at 1 in the morning, I wouldn't be able to sleep all night.
that would keep you from sleeping?
Yeah, for sure. That would throw me off. And you know, this doesn't look so healthy to me, and this for sure is a little bit petrifying as a doctor. That's right.
I'm surprised they recreated this. Yeah.
We took a long time. We had to push people up. So let me go back to this. Come on over here for a second. I'm going to walk you through how I analyze the food Olympics. So this is one meal you had, right? Doesn't look as healthy as some other meals that I could imagine you eating. Is that a big hamburger? It looks like it.
Yeah, it's a giant cheeseburger. Cheeseburger.
It's a cheeseburger, believe me. All right, look over here. Calorie content for that, right? Pretty significant. 3,385. So it's less than the 5,000 I said, less than the 4,000 even that you might have said. Fat was almost 90 grams, and carbs 391 grams. Right? Here's another one. This is a sort of some pizza conclusion. This is a pretty big size of pizza. It's bigger than your torso.
Yeah.
Right? Here we had 3,974 calories, sugar 123 grams, sodium 8,046.
Well, that was for 2 of these slices of pizza, not just 1.
How many did you eat?
2.
Well, then what's
I'm saying
accurate?
the total was for 2 slices.
Yes, total
not 1. Yeah. Sure, sodium's a little bit high, but
A little bit high, 8,000.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's almost double the recommended amount, or a little bit over double the recommended amount. But I keep my potassium in check. I'm sure you've heard about the sodium-potassium balance,
Yep.
and I'm also into fitness. So I mean, I flush out the sodium.
Can I see your abs? This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to know how he eats that food, that pizza, and has this. All right. So part of the reason I wanted you to come on, if you don't mind, is I actually know that women are following you and are losing weight on the program. So because they're all on social media and they're looking at what you're doing and imitating it, getting success, I got curious. So I've got Kathy here with us. How are you, Kathy?
I'm good. How are you?
If I get it correctly, Blake, come join us. Kathy's lost 50 pounds in 6 months. By the way, before you even start to go, is that unusual for people who are following you? Do you hear these stories?
I have my own diet. It's the Blake diet, and plenty of people have watched my how-to videos, my tutorials, and I have over 1,300 people now losing weight because
1,300.
Over.
All right. So you're one of the over 1,300 people.
Yes.
Tell me your story.
Okay, so we found Blake on the internet, my fiance and I, Jamie, he's here today. He found him on YouTube, and we decided to watch him. He decided to start the diet. He's like, oh, I'll give it a try. I saw his success. The first week or 2 weeks, he lost like 15 pounds.
Did it make you mad?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, I have nothing else to lose. I mean, I've done the whole traditional dieting, and it didn't really work for me. And I was never a breakfast person. I could never eat breakfast. Yeah. So this diet was just perfect.
Where is he? Where's he hiding? We'll pull him out there.
There's Jamie.
So Jamie looks skinny too.
He is. He lost 85 pounds.
He lost 85 pounds.
Yes.
And are you eating the same kinds of food as Blake is?
For the most part, yeah.
And you're
scaled down into my calorie intake, my burn.
And your fiance is also?
Yes.
Did I say fiance or boyfriend?
Fiance.
Yes, just making sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And eat the same kind of food. And you say that you lost the weight, but you had other benefits also.
Yeah, I had more energy. I didn't feel so sluggish. I felt better. My skin cleared up. My hair felt better.
And at what time of day are you eating?
I eat at midnight.
You also eat at midnight?
Yes, I do.
What is going on here? It flies in the face of everything we're talking about. Now, you may get to eat thousands of calories and shed pounds, but what's it doing to your insides? We tested his cholesterol and his blood sugar before the show, and I asked him to keep track of his sleep patterns, and the results are in. Are you ready, Blake?
I am ready.
You're ready. All right. You confident?
I'm confident.
Okay. Total cholesterol should be under 200. Blake's 118. I'm not quite sure how this is all working, but I got to say that number's nice. The blood sugar ought to be less than 100, between 70 and 99 ideally. Yours, 84. Smack dab in the middle. I was surprised. These are just 2 of the lab results. I looked at all your lab results. Literally every single one was in the optimal range. So I'm a little trying to figure out, get my footing back. But I have to say, at least on the insides of you, you look as good as you do on the outside. But then I did one more thing. I wanted to know whether eating that late at night was messing with your sleep at all. Do you think of yourself as a good sleeper?
If I get the time to sleep, I sleep like a rock. But with my schedule, I'm like basically like a long napper.
All right. Well, long napping is a good way to describe it, because on average, you are getting 2 hours and 45 minutes of sleep, which is, you know, as your sleep score, there's a little scoring system we have. Your sleep score was 46. Let me show you the actual chart. All right, there's the 46. And you fell asleep immediately like a rock.
Told you.
Right? But you weren't asleep very long. You didn't get deep sleep. You didn't dream. Do you remember dreaming at all?
Depends.
Yeah.
Very rarely.
Yeah, 18 minutes you're not dreaming. So usually. This is not surprising, I guess, because you're not giving yourself time. If you gave yourself time, would it be better than this?
One of my goals in 2019 is to set my schedule where I can get a good night's sleep.
All right. So I have to acknowledge, I'm shocked. I've never seen anyone look as good as you look eating what you've been eating. So I asked my medical unit to dive into you a little bit. What makes you different? What makes you special? And one issue in the back of my mind is you do work out. And I wanted to figure out how many calories do you really burn a day? So I had the med unit calculate it out. They think that your calories burned in a day, because you have a lean muscle, looking at your weight and everything else, all the other variables, 3,850 calories a day of burning of calories. That's part of the answer. So if you're not burning 3,850 calories, don't eat 4,000 calorie meals. It's not going to work
That's correct,
so well.
yeah.
Right. Okay, so then that doesn't explain everything. Let's get back to this intermittent fasting issue, because people are losing a lot of weight who don't burn 3,850 calories. And I want to understand what's going down with them. So let's just go through the average American and how we all think about weight loss. The average person starts eating their breakfast at 7 a.m. and they're done their dinner or whatever they're going to eat by 10 p.m. That's about 15 hours. We used to think calories in, calories out, right? And when you eat like this, that might be the case, right? Because if you're going to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between, it takes you a long time. It's a big, long eating window. Your metabolism is going to want to deal with it as it can in piecemeal. What you're arguing is eat it all at once. Get up at 7, go to bed at whenever you're going to go to bed, and eat one meal, wherever it happens to be. Well, the data seems to suggest that if we shorten the window when we eat, you might be better off. You can eat the same number of calories in a short period of time as you would over the whole day, and you lose weight compared to what you would be eating. Now think about that. And they did a study actually shortening it down to just a 4-hour window of eating and demonstrated results like yours. So I don't know how many of you are thinking about this, but that combined with the idea that you're not hungry because you're not thinking about food, not tempting yourself all day long, might make it work. The one issue that I've got is what kind of food you're eating. So the one beef would be you're eating junk food.
Yes.
You're arguing you're having fruits and veggies, but what do you have to say to folks at home who think they want to copy you?
To the untrained human eye, if you just assume what you are seeing on the screen, you're wrong. Any of my meals that I make personally, if you would go to order it out at a restaurant, it would be twice the calories, probably more. So I'm using healthier versions of everything, lower calorie versions. My foods are higher protein, lower fat. My meals, I'm weighing all my ingredients. My meals are it's like I'm a scientist in a lab, a mad scientist making my meal to fit my daily needs.
The macronutrients work for you.
Macro
and
micro.
And micro, but across the board, you're doing your homework. If people want to jumpstart their way towards doing what you're doing, what's the best way to start?
On a very basic level, to just skip your first meal of the day. If that's breakfast, some people go out, they eat a 500-calorie breakfast. They don't really know, or eat one at home to start their day. If they would just save those 500 calories times 7 days a week is 3,500 calories. That's 1 pound of body weight.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to lose a pound a week and you're maintaining, and you cut out that 500-calorie breakfast, you're going to lose a pound a week just like that.
Blake, you're intriguing to me. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And remember to check back often to see what's new.